It is 2025 and it is the perfect time to level up and glow up, not just on the outside, but from the inside out. Because let's be real, the best transformations start with you, your mindset, your habits, and overall the energy that you bring into the world. If you want to achieve all your goals and your resolutions for 2025, be the hottest and happiest version of yourself, and overall just live your dream life, it all starts with your mindset. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you the most crucial and actionable ways to reach your goals and your resolutions for this 2025 season, and for you to be the best version of you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Amanda. I make self-help beauty content. I'm an esthetician. I make skincare TikToks over on my TikToks. You can follow that as well. You can follow my Instagram. It's the same username as each other. So if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe to this channel. Also, my family is all sleeping right now because I'm home for the holidays right now, so I kind of have to talk quiet. So that's why I'm not like talking too super loud in this video, but that's fine. The point is still going to be getting across. As we go into the new year, the best way to start the year off is to set an intention. It's always important to set an intention for a new season of your life, for a new goal, for a new resolution, and the new year is a fresh start. Perfect time to do this. So I want you to pick one word, one quote, one phrase, and I want that to be your intention for this year. It can be a word like 2025 will be the year of growth. 2025 will be the year of success, or something like that. But I want you to pick a word or quote, and you're gonna live by that for all of 2025. That will be your intention, and that'll be your why. Next thing I want you to do is create a vision board. I know that everyone's already been talking about this. You might have already made your vision board. It can be physical, it can be one just on Pinterest, but I want you to be specific. I want you to have quotes on there. I want you to have words. I want you to have pictures. And again, be very specific for what you're looking for to achieve this year. You can even have pictures of money on there. You can have pictures of you hanging out with friends. It's limitless. Just make sure that it's exciting for you. Make sure that this is something that isn't just like aesthetic pictures, but it's stuff that is actionable and stuff that really means like a lot to you and is personal to you. You can either keep them just digital, and if you do that, you can make it like your home screen for your phone or for your laptop or your computer, or if you want to print it out, that's also great. It's a good physical reminder for what you want to achieve in this year and what energy you want to bring into this year. But also, one thing I want to say is I saw people on TikTok talking about how like, oh, they were embarrassed, like they're getting their photos printed at Walgreens and like they thought that the employees were like judging them. Well, promise you they're not. They literally don't care. They're just doing their job. But I want to say one thing with your vision board: don't be embarrassed because you're trying to manifest this for yourself. Don't be embarrassed because the only way to achieve those things on the vision board is to actually see yourself in that position. Those things are achievable. Those things are a reality for you. And the more that you see yourself in the position of earning those things and achieving those goals that are on that vision board, the easier that they will come to you. If I were to try to rebrand myself in the new year, this is how I would do it. First, I want you to take a look at how your life currently looks. I want you to look at your daily routines. I want you to look at how you speak to yourself. I want you to look at all of how your life feels right now. And you can write this down if you want. And then I want you to look at your dream self, your dream life. It could be very different from your current life or your current situation, or it could be very similar with just a few tweaks and changes. So I want you to take these two things and figure out what the gap is in the middle. What is missing? What is something that you can add to reach your dream self? What systems, what achievable steps, and also what you can take away. What is draining you? Is it people? Is it people bringing you down? Is it maybe negative habits that you have, or maybe things that you have to, like positive habits that you have to start? Whatever it is, I want you to figure out what that gap is, and that is what we're gonna work on in 2025. That gap right there is gonna be filled. That old self will be the past, and then you will be your new self. But I don't want you to just think of it as like this imaginary thing that'll happen a long time down the line. I want you to step into that self and speak to yourself as if you are already her, because you are her or him or them. The way that you talk to yourself, honestly, is the best place to start, because like I said, your mindset truly does create your reality. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I want to rebrand myself, I want to change myself this year, and I have no idea how, your mindset is where you start. But you have to take this quote into account. Thoughts become your words become your actions become your reality. Next thing, I know that we're focusing on a vision board, we're talking about how your life looks and all these outside things. But what's way more important is how your life feels. It doesn't matter if your life is aesthetic and cutesy and looks great on Instagram and looks great for other people if you're miserable and if you're not enjoying yourself. So it's important to think about not just like the physical gap between your current self and your dream self, things like more external and how your life looks and how you look, but more of what is currently mentally draining you right now. And what do you think you can add in 2025 that'll fulfill you, fulfill your desires, and fulfill who you truly are, and what will truly make you happy. The next thing that I want you to stop doing in 2025 is stop faking it till you make it. Like I said, the way that you talk about yourself, the way that you think of yourself is extremely important for creating your dream self and creating your dream life. If you constantly think you're just faking it and that that's not actually you, it will never be you, and you will never truly live your dream life. Because like an example of this, right? Say you're trying to add or quit a bad habit. If you're trying to add something, say you want to be a person who works out consistently. Instead of saying, oh, I want to be a person who works out consistently, start that habit and say, I am a person who works out consistently. This can be kind of hard, especially if you're saying these things out loud, because sometimes you have negative people around you, friends or family, who are like, oh yeah, right. Like something with me, for example, if I start telling people that I have a healthy sleep schedule, they're gonna literally laugh in my face. And they're gonna be like, yeah, right, you went to bed at 5 a.m. yesterday. But it's a thought that counts, it's the mindset that counts. And going into 2025, we have to be a little bit delusional to reach that point of where we want to be, because we're not faking till we make it. We are that person. And there kind of have to be the bridging of that gap to being your old self and being your new self, your better self, your more improved and healthier and happier self. Now, before I get into the most important part of the video, which is about actually how to achieve your New Year's goals and your New Year's resolutions and how to set those systems up, I want you to think of something. And I know we already talked about this, but who do you want to be and how do you want to live your life in 2026? And 2025 will be the setting ground for that. But also, obviously, you'll be living out those dreams in 2025 as well, not just 2026. But I want you to think, what kind of person am I going to be in 2026? How am I going to go into the new year? Where do I see myself a year from now? What people am I surrounded by? What do I look like? What do I feel like? What new skills do I have? Where am I living? Like all these things, I want you to think about that. And again, we're gonna bridge that gap. That'll be really, really important. And also, what does my self-talk sound like a year from now? How do I speak to myself? Is it positive? Is it more negative? In Atomic Habits, the book by James Clear, he says that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And this is so true. Think about a time when you set a goal for yourself, whether it was achievable or not, and you had that goal, maybe last year's, whatever, but you didn't have actionable steps, an actionable system, and a routine set in place. Again, emphasis on actionable, because saying after not working out for your whole year, saying you're gonna work out every single day, that's not actionable. If you don't have those routines and systems set in place, you will never achieve that goal. Again, this isn't to say don't set any goals, but your systems are the most important, especially because a lot of goals aren't like a one and done kind of thing. There are definitely some, like winning a championship game in a sport, or saving up enough money so that you can study abroad. Something like that, that's an actionable thing. You set up that system, you reach that goal, you're done. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's more that you can build on to that, but it's kind of done. But a lot of things, like eating well, sleeping well, all of these things are systems that kind of go on until the end of your life. So like there's no like end goal. Like obviously there can be like, oh, I want to lose this amount of weight, or I want to sleep this amount of hours every night, but like that's actually a really bad example because that's every single night. But it's more important, again, like I said, how your life feels from day to day, because yeah, you might reach a goal, but then you're gonna be thinking, now what? And it's important to remember why you started that and to create a system and a routine in place so that you're able to continue this and so that it's actionable and it's a healthy routine. And I'm gonna get into how you're gonna be able to do that. First, to start, and again, write all this down. Make sure to write down your goals, write down your systems, write down all these actionable steps so that if you forget or you need a refresher halfway through the year, you have it all written down. And also so you can see your growth and you can see where you were at the beginning of 2025. This all comes into, it kind of ties in with the vision board, like it's a physical representation of what's going on in your mind, because you're gonna look back a year from now, telling you right now, you're gonna be so proud of yourself that you did this. So firstly, I want you to set goals for yourself, and I want you to make sure that they are so specific, whether that's a measurable amount or that's just how you want to feel or what kind of person you want to be. I want it to be so specific. I want you to use the analogy SMART goals, and this stands for specific, measurable, achievable, and I'm adding myself, I'm adding in actionable as well, relevant, and time bound. And this will be the most important way that you're able to make sure that these goals are achieved. Like I said, make sure they're specific. Make sure that you write down specific details of this goal. Next, measurable. Add some sort of number. Track this halfway through the year, at the end of the year, or it could be monthly, or it could be weekly. Also, habit tracking apps and habit tracking journals are really helpful for this. Achievable and actionable. Reach for the stars, but also make them realistic goals. This isn't to like limit you and bring you lower than your potential, because like I see the world for you. I see you reaching all these goals. But at the same time, say for example, you have a goal of being a millionaire this year, but you don't have a set job in place or a plan of how you're going to do it or a system in place of how you're going to do it. Although it's an amazing goal to have, if you don't have the means right now or if you don't have a job, then it's not really actionable and it's not really achievable. Make sure that it is something that you're able to do or that you have the resources to do, and if you don't have the resources and you're able to get them, then write that down as well. Try to find a way to access those resources. Next, relevant. That kind of ties in to what I just said, but also add on, I feel like a lot of times during the new year, you hear other people talk about their goals. You hear other people talking about what they want to achieve in the new year, and you're like, oh, maybe I want to do that, or maybe I want to do that. I want you to focus on you. I want you to focus on what is important to you And something that I like to do when I'm making my New Year's resolutions for the next year, I want to look back at the New Year's resolutions that I wrote for the year before. The ones that I wrote for 2024 and 2023. What are the ones that I achieved and what are the ones that I didn't? And I want you to focus on the ones that, first, you can obviously look back at what you did achieve. That's really important. But I want you to take a look at what you didn't. Is that still important to you? Because it probably is. Like, be specific with times. When do you want to reach this goal? When do you want the system to be set in place? On average, it takes around 2 months or around 66 days to set a new routine and system in place and make it a habit. So give yourself grace. Give yourself time. But also, be specific with that time that you're giving yourself. When you split your goals into a specific timeline, it could be week by week, day by day, month by month. It really depends on you and how your organization skills work. When you're creating these systems and these routines for 2025, just know that you won't always be running on 100. So like I said, make them actionable, not only for the days where you're motivated, but also the days where you might not be running on 100. Make sure to be able to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room and already set that wiggle room in place. Say for example, you want to work out a certain amount of times a week. You have a really busy week that week at work. Make it actionable and make sure that you're able to take those weeks and those days into account so that you are able to reach those goals. Also, I want you to keep in mind that discipline really is more important than motivation and really is what is going to get you to reach your goals and achieve your goals in 2025. Motivation is good. Motivation is the momentum to start, but life happens. If you really want to be the best version of yourself, discipline is really, really important. Getting yourself up, doing those things for yourself, even when you don't really feel like it, is really what is going to make you not only the best version of yourself, but the only way to be the best version of yourself is to really show up for yourself and to really care for yourself and be there for yourself. Also, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to reach for your full potential and reach for your dreams, because whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. And those things that you are deeply, deeply craving, you're doing it for a reason, and that's because you are meant to have them, and your future self does have those things. So don't be afraid to take risks, and don't be afraid to be outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Okay, I don't know if grammatically this is gonna work, but 2024 was 2020 for your peace, and 2024 the plot, 100%. This is 2020 find yourself, 2025 find yourself. You know what I mean? Another thing that I learned from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear was habit stacking. Look at a current habit that you have right now and stack on a new healthy one with it. For example, if you're brushing your teeth and you don't have a consistent skincare routine, maybe after you brush your teeth, you do that. And that'll be something that you can do consistently because you already have that other habit and routine set in place. So it'll be easier to create this new habit. And you can also do this with negative habits. If you have a negative habit, you can replace it with something healthier to exchange it to stop doing this negative habit. Final tip that I can give you about achieving your goals and setting systems is for you to know that it's not all willpower, but it's mostly like 90% why power. And again, that comes with like the discipline, motivation kind of thing. Why power, or your North Star, truly is what is going to get you through this life, what is going to get you through 2025, but not just get you through, but truly what is going to guide your decisions, guide who you become, guide who you are, and guide how you live your life. And either acknowledging or editing your North Star and your why power, that right there is honestly the most important thing that I can tell you for really being consistent with your routines, your systems, and achieving your goals in 2025 or just for the rest of your life, because your values is truly what shapes you as a person, truly is what makes you who you are, and what will propel you to do these healthy systems, to create these new healthy habits, to have the courage to quit those negative habits, and to be the healthiest and happiest version of you in 2025. I just want to add on 2 really quick things before I go. Try to join some sort of community for your new goal, your new system, or for how you want to be. Start listening to more self-help podcasts. Read some more self-help books. Or if that sounds kind of boring, I mean, you're already watching this video, so like you're already kind of in that niche. Journaling can help, being consistent with that. Or if you want that community, there's definitely a lot of online groups or in-person groups. Say you're trying to work on your spirituality or your relationship with God. If you are religious, you can have some sort of in-person group like that and have some sort of group like that. Or if you want to be more consistent with working out, join a yoga class, join a workout group. Just having that community, that right there is also really important, because yeah, like doing all these dreams by yourself and creating all these systems by yourself can be achieved. But knowing that other people are on this journey with you and knowing that you're all in it together, creating the best versions of yourself in 2025 and trying to live your dream life, I feel like that sense of community really is helpful, especially in times where you're not feeling as motivated. That can kind of like get your motivation back up. The last thing that I want to say before I go is I want you to say that if you're seeing this at a time that is not New Year's, not the beginning of 2025, you're seeing this in March, or you're seeing this in summer, or you're seeing this a few years down the line, this advice can be started at any time. It is still relevant and time truly is an illusion made up by man. It doesn't really exist. I know I'm like kind of getting off topic now. It is never too early, it is never too late. Start now, you will not regret it. Anyways, I really hope that all of these tips helped you. Again, if you like self-help content, if you want more tips like this, I'll be having plenty of more videos like this coming out very shortly, so definitely don't forget to subscribe. But I just want to thank you all so much for being here, just as you are. I really, really, really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you have a great January no matter however you spend it. Love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.